Hi you guys, so first up, please don't mind my hair. It is absolutely insane. If you guys have seen my post-partum hair loss video, you guys know I lost a ton of hair and it's starting to grow, which unfortunately I can kind of hide it when my hair is down, but when I have my hair back in a ponytail like I do today, that way I can show you guys where I'm doing better, it's very, very obvious. So I've got my little horns going on today. But anyway, today I wanted to do a review of a somewhat newer product. You guys know I have major issues with my eyebrows because I was born as a blonde, and then as I got older my hair darkened to kind of a light brown shade, but my eyebrows and my eyelashes have always been blonde. The eyelashes, very, very easy to fix. The eyebrows, always giving me trouble because not only are they naturally blonde, but they're also very thin through the tail. I literally have almost no hair there, and that's genetic. It's not from over plucking, it's not from anything like that, it's just genetic. My mom has the same issue too. She has very little eyebrow on the outer tail as well, so it's just something I have to learn to deal with. I am a huge fan of the Anastasia Brow products. I use their Dip Brow and their Brow Wiz almost constantly. Those tend to be my go-tos because they make taupe and blonde and light brown shades that don't have an orange tint. For years, almost every single drugstore product that you could buy that was supposedly for blonde eyebrows looked orange on your skin, and I probably even have some early YouTube videos where my eyebrows looked straight up orange. So this year brows kind of exploded, and the super thick, super heavy eyebrows were a major trend. Not one I really jumped on board because I think you have to have very specific face shape and facial features to be able to pull that off, and B, because that's a lot of work to get that on my eyebrows. Nearly impossible. So a bunch of people came out with a ton of drugstore brow products. Most of them I looked at and went, nah, not worth my time. But when I heard that the NYX Micro Brow Pencil was nearly a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, I figured, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot. So I've used this for several weeks. You've probably seen me wear it in a video before. And I'm gonna kind of go over the pros and cons about this. Alright, so this comes in a very nice, just standard plastic tube, very thin, and it is double-ended. One end, as you can see, is just a typical spoolie, and this is actually a really nice spoolie. They did a great job on this. It's not super stiff, it's nice and comfortable, but it still gets the job done. And then the other side is the pencil, which, as you can see, is a very, very thin tip pencil. It's very thin, and it's a fairly hard consistency. It's not super, super hard, but it is definitely, I'd say, about as hard as the Anastasia Brow Wiz. One of the pros to this is that the color is beautiful. Now, this is in 01 taupe, and I believe they had a blonde as well. I'm not sure though. And I got this one because it's swatched almost identical to the Anastasia Brow Wiz medium brown, which is what I use because my hair isn't blonde, so I can't do full blonde eyebrows. It would look a little bit weird, so I tend to go for either slightly lighter or slightly darker browns. I tend to change it up, vary it up. Sometimes I'll go darker, sometimes I'll go lighter, but this is almost an exact color dupe. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I showed a few weeks ago, this is a nearly identical color dupe for the Brow Wiz in medium brown, which is really, really nice. However, the downside to this is the wear is not the same. If you're wearing your eyebrows for 6 to 8 hours, then you're going home, taking off your makeup, and you don't touch your face a lot, this is fine. It's going to work great for you. It's half the price it retails for $10, and it's going to get the job done. However, if you're like me, you get up, you film, you change your makeup several times, even if you don't film, but if you work all day and then go out and then run errands, and you're wearing your makeup for between like 12 to 16 hours a day, which I know isn't good, but hey, it happens, then you can still get this. It will still work. But especially if you have oily skin or you touch your face a lot, you're going to need to carry this with you and touch up your eyebrows midday, because this does not wear as long as the Brow Wiz, and that is my one major con about this product, is it does not have the wear time and the wear power that the Brow Wiz does. This fades fairly quickly, and if I touch my face at all, zoom. That is the sound of the outer half of my eyebrow disappearing, because that is exactly what happens. Again, this would also work better for you if you have thicker eyebrows, if you just like a little bit of fullness and definition added in, if you pretty much have to draw on the outside of your eyebrow. Again, the Brow Wiz is a better bet because it's not going to need to be reapplied. Because once you're reapplying your eyebrows twice instead of once in a day, for the amount of, you get about an equal amount of product with both things, but with the Anastasia Brow Wiz being double the cost, this is only 10, that one's 20, but if you have to apply this twice during the day, you're ending up having to replace it twice as fast. So it really depends on what type of skin type you have, what kind of brows you have, you know, things like that, on whether this is better or the Brow Wiz is better. But if you're on a budget especially and you need something to do your brows, this is an excellent, I wouldn't say an exact dupe. Color dupe, yes. Formula dupe, no. So very, very close though. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and show you how I do my eyebrows with this. Alright guys, welcome to my non-existent eyebrows. So I'm just going to do one of them for you on camera, that way you can kind of see how the pencil goes and works and get an idea of how I do my eyebrows. Now, this is going to be a very natural eyebrow look. For me, pencils tend to work best for a more natural look. And then if I want something dramatic, I tend to use things like the Anastasia Dip Brow. The one thing I do love about this pencil is this taupe shade is slightly lighter than medium brown, so it's very, very good for softer, more natural looks. So I just typically go in and start by filling in the areas that actually do have hair. I tend to follow my natural eyebrow line pretty closely because it's difficult to go outside of it or play around a lot with the shape with how little hair I have for a more natural look, if that makes sense. So I basically just go in and fill in where I would have an arch and where I would have a tail. And once I start filling it in, you can see there is more hair there. It's just that most of it is so pale and blonde you can't even see it. And then my tail end's pretty short, so I like to just take it out a tiny, tiny bit. I'll take it out a little bit longer for a more dramatic look, but for every day I just bring it out just to about there, so it lines up with wherever my wing stops typically. Right, so I just make sure everything is nice and filled in. I go back into the spoolie and I just carefully fluff out that front a little bit. It's just a little bit softer. And very delicately, barely touching the spoolie to my eyebrow, brush out the rest. Because if I put hardly any pressure, it will just take it right off. Alright, and there is one eyebrow done. Right, and that is both eyebrows done. Alright guys, and through the miracle of modern makeup, I actually have a set of eyebrows. So literally all I used on my eyebrows was the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I didn't use any brow pomades, brow mascaras, nothing. As you guys saw, it was just this, and this really does do a very, very good job. Again, like I said before, it's only $10. It's very, very reasonable. It's a drugstore product. You can find this at definitely Ulta. I've seen it at Target, and I believe at Bed Bath & Beyond as well. So I'm a huge, huge fan of this. I think that if the Anastasia products either A, aren't in your budget, or you don't like spending that much on products, then this is an amazing, amazing option that is nearly identical, except for wear time. It's nearly identical to those products. So this is a very, very good option. And this is actually the main brow pencil I have been using. I am pretty much out of everything else. So if you've seen any of my videos lately, I'm either wearing the Anastasia Dip Brow or the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in taupe. So I hope that this review and tutorial was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to say hi, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!